Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at Clodsire in the Open Great League. You're most likely also wondering, okay, maybe not everybody was wondering, but the people that at least follow my channel were wondering why I was not uploading a video towards this Pokemon. Main reason was I was not at home, so I didn't really want to upload anything from when I was outside or like when I was traveling a little bit. I was in Ireland, so like here you're going to see as well my Clodsire is from Ireland. I was actually able to get a rank 1, which was really cool. Completely randomly, I only played like 1 hour of the community day, but yeah, here now I'm back. All the videos you saw recently were of course pre-produced because of that. Still find them, were kind of fine, and also love them. Like a lot of people like those videos, so definitely thanks for all the support. I saw that as well, so thanks so much. But we can now move on to like some kind of new content here, and I tried out the Clodsire a little bit. I didn't do like, I actually did like barely battle at all during my vacation, so like yeah, those are the battles I actually did here, like basically all of them. But we're going to take a look here today at my favorite backline. Basically you saw it like in so many videos as well, like a similar backline of LilyNiRiain plus the Greninja. I just love Greninja, and honestly it's just like such a great backline in general. But as you're going to see here, we're going to have a team with our Clodsire, which you can finally try out. But in my opinion, I don't know, like a lot of people are running this Pokemon right now, and I feel like it is a cool Pokemon, but I feel like it's maybe even a little bit overrated. Why is this so? I don't know, like honestly, like let me know in the comment section as well what you think about Clodsire, like if you played it already. Do you think it's a great Pokemon? Like, is it your favorite Pokemon? Is it something that you kind of want to play maybe eventually? But I feel like I don't know, I just don't really know. Like for me, it just doesn't really do like the kind of jobs that I like to have from Pokemon. Just because you have literally next to no fast move pressure, you don't have really a good bait move. You just have really hard, like not even that hard hitting charge moves because you have a lot of bulk. So for me at least, I don't know, this Pokemon is still fine. Like I think it's balanced, which I think is good. Like I think the Pokemon itself, it's good. It's a solid Pokemon still. Like while I say maybe overrated for this Pokemon, I still think it's a strong Pokemon to play. It's definitely a top tier Pokemon. But like for me, if you have like S+, where you have like the Machamp, LilyNiRiain, whatever, Carping in there, then you have the S tier, I would put into somewhere like the A tier. Like A tier I feel like is kind of where Clodsire belongs, but I could be wrong. And this is a thing that I'm going to be kind of interested in for like the next play Pokemon tournaments, because I feel like Clodsire might be a little bit more common towards that one, but we have to of course find out because we don't know how that's going to work out. Also, as we don't know how that's going to work out here, we're going to have a Gligar on the back, and this is going to be a good game. And also, I feel like this Clodsire might actually going to bring us a little bit of a meta shift. We're going to take a look at this as well in the next upcoming days, as I feel like there are certain Pokemon that are going to be a little bit stronger now in the Open Great League, which is going to be most likely my main focus for my channel for the next coming days anyway. But yeah, like especially yeah, some certain Pokemon. We're going to take a look at this anyway. Like, we're going to have a lot of anti-Clodsire teams, I guess. But a lot of Pokemon are a little bit better now, thanks to Clodsire, which I feel like is kind of cool. Like, some Pokemon that are not really fully XL or whatever. So, I feel like it's definitely a solid Pokemon to have. I feel like it's a good Pokemon to have. Like, it's balanced. It's not, like, completely broken. You can play it. It is basically perfect in terms of how it is. And I feel like, especially as a very bulky Pokemon, as we can see here already, how little damage basically the opponent does here. This Pokemon itself definitely still has its play in the meta right now, so you can just go ahead and just go for the farm with my Greninja. But for me, my favorite 2 Pokemon for this team were definitely the Greninja as well as the LilyNiRiain in the back. Especially Greninja, of course, because it's like so fast. Honestly, I love playing Greninja. I could just play Greninja every team, but this would be most likely a little bit too lame. Honestly, I would love to start like a Road to Glory series again. Like if you were already watching my channel for a little bit longer, I did like I think 2 years ago. But of course it would be against TOS, and I kind of want to respect it a little bit more now where my channel grew a little bit as well. So yeah, Road to Glory basically a new account, and I would like want to have like a Road to Glory with Greninja. Would be kind of cool in my opinion. Just trying to legend with a certain Pokemon, trying to build different teams around just this one Pokemon the entire time. But yeah, we're going to see here right now the opponent going to be able to knock us out with the Swampert. The Clodsire is going to be able to go for a Sludge Bomb as the opponent going to catch that onto their Sableye, but it does not matter. As he's still going to have a shield left, we can still just go ahead and go for another Sludge Bomb. And that's going to be it for this game, so good game to the opponent. Let's take a look what the next opponent going to run here. We're going to have the Clodsire against Dunsparce. So we're going to now see as well that the opponent going to have a super effective Drill Run against us, which is going to be a little bit of an awkward one for sure. But let's see what we can do here. We're going to see the drill run coming through. We can go for our own sludge bomb, and this sludge bomb is going to do some decent damage against the opponent. But again, drill run does a little bit more. And I try to catch a move, does not work out. Of course, the Licky Time matchup is not ideal either. But the opponent decides to go for a charge move now, which is going to be their drill run again. They're staying in for a little bit. They're going to take their body slam. So our switch dog is really unaligned now. So basically, I'm halfway there already for my next one, and the opponent just stays in here. That's going to be actually kind of fine for me because I will still be able to win this matchup. But now they decide to swap into a Pelipper, and this can be a little bit of a trickier one for this team because Pelipper does not really have like the pressure. Like for example, if you have a Nidoqueen, which was usually the team that I played around this Pokemon, or like around the backline there with Nidoqueen in the lead instead of Clodsire. It's a little bit easier there. Yeah, maybe make a mistake by going not into my Greninja, but into my Clodsire, thinking that I might be able to just go for a Sludge Bomb in time, but which I wasn't, as you can see here. And now I try to catch a move, which of course works out perfectly, as you can see. I can still go for another charge move though, which will get the shield from the opponent, which is kind of nice. And they decide to go for their own charge move. I decide to use a shield, and they're going to go for the Weather Ball. So they're going to have still a ton of energy there, as they decide to swap out into the Gligar, but can Greninja just sweep the opponent here? That's going to be, of course, again weak to Greninja. And we can even farm them down before they can go for a charge move. In comes the Dunsparce, another knockout for the Greninja coming up here with the Night Slash here, going to get the knockout against the Dunsparce, and now it's just the Pelipper in the back. They're going to go ahead and go for another charge move. It's going to be the Weather Ball, and I can just decide to swap out into my Clodsire. And I will even be able to survive a Weather Ball like this. It's so insane how much work this little blob here has, as we're going to go for the full BM, no bubble, Earthquake onto a flying type Pokemon, exactly what we want to see, right? Let's move on to the next game. Let's see what the opponent is going to run here. We're going to have a Cresselia in the lead. And honestly, this is also a Pokemon that I kind of want to take a look at again, but with a different moveset than what the opponent is going to run here. Still remember this game because they're running Grass Knot here. I want to see future sight Cresselia in the current meta because I feel like this Pokemon has so much potential. It looks like such a great Pokemon. Of course, not a lot of people have Cresselia. Like, I know like a lot of people still kind of want this Pokemon. I hope they're going to release it in like quests again, but here we're going to just keep our energy because we have two good Pokemon in the back for this Pokemon, so just going to keep the energy alive on our Clodsire as you're going to get out the opponents. Alolan Sandslash would have been cooler on either of my other Pokemon here, honestly, because they're running the fast move of Powder Snow. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward one, but we can still get them low. We can still go for another Body Slam because I know that they're going to knock me out before I can do really anything here. I will be able to just go ahead and stay in here, let this move go through, and I can keep my shields for my like squishier Pokemon like the Greninja, which I'm going to swap in now. They can still go for a charge move in time. This should be a drill run, so I decide to use a shield. It's going to be a drill run. So we're gonna get out now the opponent's Altaria, which is going to be a difficult one. Altaria is a core breaker for this team. Same kind of goes for the Dragonite. And here's like my question as well. What do you think is the better fast move to go for Clodsire? Do you think that the Poison Sting is better or the Mud Shot? Like, really depends on what you want to hit. With the Poison Sting, you're going to be able to hit those flying type Pokemon a little bit easier, but then like the most common flying type Pokemon is going to be Gligar or part water type Pokemon. And with the Mud Shot, of course, you're going to be able to hit the mirror a little bit harder, as well as other steel type Pokemon. So I feel like it's a tough choice, but here we're going to use a shield against the opponent's Altaria. Can we actually still win this game? It's going to be close. They're going to go back into the Cresselia. I need to get the boost here, and I do not get the boost at all, and I can try to go for 2 charge moves, but it does not work out, and the opponent still gets to a Grass Knot and knocks me out. So good game there. Moving on, let's take a look at the next game coming up. Let's see what we're going to face here. We are going to face a Dragonite in the lead. This is exactly what I kind of meant before. This is going to be a difficult Pokemon, but what we're going to see here as well is that the opponent goes straight for a charge move, which is going to be just the Dragon Claw. You need a little bit more fast moves there to go for the superpower, so it was an easy one for me. But they played really, really bad here, so it's going to be nice for us because we're actually going to be able to get switch advantage plus a lot of energy here. As the opponent going to have their next very spicy Pokemon here with the Shadow Blaziken. Shadow Blaziken going to be a little bit of a difficult Pokemon to deal with for us, as they're going to run Brave Bird most likely here. But also, of course, does super effective damage against our Greninja in the back. And I decided to go for this random Sludge Bomb. I honestly didn't pay too much attention there, which was really bad by me. But as you're going to see, we're going to be able to just go ahead and go for some baits here against the opponent's Digger Spears, of course. The Hydro Cannon would be able to knock them out. I played those games at the airport, so like, yeah, I was not really paying too much attention there as well. lot going on. But I will get off another charge move against the opponent. It's going to be the Night Slash, but they're most likely going to be able to catch now the next charge move when they do that. But I was, like, basically there was no chance for me. Like, I could have went for the Night Slash predicting it, but I just went for the safe play and go for the Hydro Cannon. But at the end of the day, it does not matter, as I can still go for Scorching Sands, knock me out, and now all down to the Clodsire. They're going to have the type advantage, and hopefully they don't get the debuff with the Scorching Sands here. And of course they do, which is going to make this Earthquake doing way less damage and also gonna make this way closer, but we can still knock them out with the Clodsire here. Moving on into the next game, let's see what the opponent is going to run. We're going to have the MEWeedle in the lead. That's going to be fine for us. We're going to now see the swap out into the LilyNiRiain here. I kind of want to just get damage onto them, so I can align my own LilyNiRiain later on, which should be kind of okay for me. I can go for the Earthquake here. I don't know what does more damage per energy. I think it's still Earthquake, but I'm not sure about it. Definitely have to look it up before, because, yeah, like, of course, the Earthquake got nerfed recently, and so Sludge Bomb is still the same, so I don't know which is really better here. So we're gonna see the LilyNiRiain going for a charge move against our own LilyNiRiain, going to be the Power Whip. I still might be able to just go for my own Body Slam and farm them down afterwards, or I just go for one Power Whip and try to farm down afterwards. We can see here how much damage the opponent going to do, so maybe a Power Whip is actually the way to go. Power Whip does a little bit more damage in general, but it's not better in terms of damage per energy, but I kind of just want to go for the full farm down here, which I will be able to do now, and I should be able to get to 2 body slams against the opponent's MEWeedle as well, which is going to be very cool for me, as it's going to put them into a range where I can just go even for a Night Slash later on to knock them out. But let's take a look here. We're going to be able to go for another body slam, gonna get them below half health, and now I can just go to my Clodsire here, going to be able to go for the Sludge Bomb. I'm gonna get the shield from the opponent. I can still try to reach another one here, so I use a shield, but the opponent actually runs Power Punch. It is going to be amazing for them, because now they're gonna get the attack boost, and I still have my Greninja in the back, so I'm not even able to swap out here really, and this is going to be knockdown on because I'm forced to use another shield. This time around, it's going to be another Power Punch, which is really bad for me. So if I just went for basically no shield, I would have been fine, because Power Punch does no damage, and they're going to run the Superior in the back as well, and honestly, I just need one extra shield in order to have a chance of winning this game. They're still going to try to give me a chance though, by going for the Frenzy Plant immediately, allowing me to even still reach the Sludge Bomb in time. If I had Poison Sting, maybe this would be enough. Is it also without it? Nope, it's not. I'm not sure. Maybe Poison Sting would have been enough to knock them out from this range, but I don't even think it would have, so we can move on to the next game. Moving on, let's take a look at what they're going to run here. Final game for today, of course. Now we're going to have more like up-to-date videos coming up as well. Going to cover some stuff that happened during those days where I was gone as well in the future on the channel, like most likely on Wednesday or something. Because tomorrow we're actually going to have a new Pokemon being released with Bellibolt. So definitely stay tuned for this. I'm going to try to go outside for 10 AM as well, then my time, to try to showcase this Pokemon as fast as possible. But here we're going to have now the matchup against the opponent's LilyNiRiain, which is going to go, of course, be the best matchup that you ever seen anyway. They should be able to realign here, because they got some damage against me a little bit earlier on. I sure went for the Power Whip again. Power Whip does a little bit more damage than the Body Slam. Not that much, but a little bit. So here we're going to be able to just go into our Clodsire and try to get as much energy as possible. And I kind of want to set up my Greninja at this point of time. So I just want to hope that the opponent just goes for all the charge moves that they want to. And now after this charge move, I decide to swap out, keep my energy here on my Clodsire, and just go for all the energy advantage. And in comes the Sableye. Honestly, I should just get used to going for 2 Night Slashes here, because you always have to go for 2 charge moves anyway, unless you go for the 2-shield scenario. And honestly, Night Slash is just a better move to go for against Sableye, so something to definitely improve on. But let's take a look what the opponent going to do here. They're going to use a shield, allowing me to get to another one, and you saw maybe like just for the few frames there, I actually got the double boost against, like, for my Night Slash, which is really nice. So now we're gonna do more damage against the opponent's Swampert, and also we can just threaten more Pokemon with our Night Slash, which is amazing, as we can see here. Gonna get the shield from the opponent. I can now get out the opponent's LilyNiRiain, and I can swap out into my Clodsire onto the charge move. I can still keep a Hydro Cannon alive, and with this game is over. Clodsire is gonna go to town, go for the Earthquake, and gonna get the final knockout of this game. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I see you tomorrow for Bellibolt. So definitely stay tuned for that. Bye bye.